Black Mass. I have been wanting to watch this film for such a long time. Once it hit theaters, I've been wanting to watch it, but I just never did. I just never watched it until now. Now, of course, you know this is starring Johnny Depp. If you know anything about this film, if you saw the trailer, it is based off a true story, or it is a true story. This is directed by Scott Cooper. It is starring Johnny Depp, Joel Edgerton, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kevin Bacon, Jesse Plemons, and he's from Breaking Bad. He was the fake Matt Damon. A lot of people like to call him that. Corey Stoll, Adam Scott, Dakota Johnson. I mean, there's a lot of people in this film. A lot of people. That doesn't necessarily mean the acting is amazing. I'll get to that in a minute. So, basically, in 1975, James Whitey Bulger, who Johnny Depp is playing, is a small-time gangster and leader of the Irish-American Winter Hill Gang, controls almost all of organized crime within South Boston. Along with his right-hand man, Stephen Flemmi, newcomer Kevin Weeks, and cold and calculated hitman Johnny Mortariano, Bulger's hold over South Boston is challenged by the Northern Angelo brothers, who head the Boston branch of New England Mafia family. But that's a synopsis. But that's not only that. He has his friend who works with the feds, and that is John Connolly. I believe John Connolly, right? John Connolly, I believe. And he, now, as you know, Whitey is this real-time gangster. He had a politician of a brother, Massachusetts State Senate President William Billy Bulger, who is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. And when I was watching this film, I was like, these two look nothing alike. They show you pictures at the end, and Cumberbatch just looks nothing like the brother. So they obviously just got him because of the name. There's more to it, though. There is definitely more to it. I think the first half is all about Whitey. And I think the second half is all about Joel Edgerton's character, John Connolly. Now, John works for the feds, and John pretty much makes Whitey a informant, a rat. He provides information of these people that they're going after. And it's a good gig. It's definitely a good gig. A lot of the feds, a lot of the other, like Adam Scott and Kevin Bacon's character, they're like, why do we need Whitey? We need to take his ass down. He's not doing anything for us. But of course, John known Whitey since they were kids, and he protects them through the whole film. Johnny Depp in this role is good. I think he was very good. Is he amazing? No, but he was really, really good. He's what kind of carries this film. I kind of wished I got more out of Whitey, and I honestly wish I got more scenes of the relationship with Whitey and his brother, Billy, Benedict Cumberbatch. Because Benedict Cumberbatch is barely in this film. He's in it to let you know that that's his brother, and he has power, and he has strings and stuff. But he's hardly in this film. I feel like he's so underused. I feel like, why do you even have Benedict Cumberbatch in here? Kevin Bacon is not too bad. It's not too shabby. It seems like he's trying a little bit too hard. Adam Scott with his porn mustache is Adam Scott. I mean, I just keep thinking Parks and Rec. Jesse Plemons. Jesse, it's so funny because he's in Breaking Bad and his real name is Jesse, but Jesse did quite well. He has that weird looking face to him, but he did quite well. He held his own. He doesn't do too much but just stare and kind of like, I'm just a cool guy. Sort of like that. But getting back to the matter at hand, what this film tries to do is, I think the director tried to basically, he said, okay, if Martin Scorsese could do it, I could do it. And that's to sympathize with Whitey just a little bit. Not sympathize, but what Martin Scorsese is a genius at doing is making these killers, these criminals, and us having to not, like favorite movie, Casino. One of the all-time greats, Goodfellas. I'm going to say Casino because I love Casino. Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci. These guys are the worst of the worst. They steal money, they hurt people, they work for the mafia. Yet what Martin Scorsese does is like you care for these characters. You care what happens to them. In this film, they try for you to a little bit in the beginning to care for Whitey, and he has gone through a lot. There's a lot of things that happen in the beginning that I feel is a little bit rushed. And we meet like his wife, but then she's gone. She's gone. I feel like they try to make us care for this Whitey in the beginning, but then it's kind of, as we go along, you see how much of a real piece of work he is. And then you have another sincere moment towards the end of the film where they try to bring that back. It doesn't work. It doesn't work where the only thing I really cared about was Johnny Depp's performance. I say, wow, this guy's really doing really good in this film. But as the person himself, I feel I wanted more. I wanted more about him. It felt like I was getting that in the beginning, but then it just it dips. It really goes somewhere else in the middle. I had not high expectations, but I was looking for this film to be a little bit more. There's something that's missing in this film, which I didn't get. It's not going to be a memorable film down the line. It was a good watch, but I would never watch it again, honestly. Now, Joel Edgerton's performance. This guy, every time he popped up, it looked like he wanted to take a dump. It looked like he was constipated. I'm sorry. The face he was making just made me laugh every single time. That doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't good in the film. He was good in the film. It's just every time I looked at his face and when he was doing this accent and he's going, I was like, wow, this guy looks like he needs to take a poop really bad. But, overall, the look of the film, it looks great. It's clean. The editing's clean. What baffles me is how freaking Whitey, at one particular scene, he's killing people in daylight. There's people that get killed in daylight where other people are witnesses. And they get away with it. They just walk to their car and they just slowly drive away. Like, come on. Are you serious? Is that what really happened? No freaking way. Certain characters I would have liked to get to know more of, especially with Whitey's right-hand man, but I felt like I felt like there's more to the story than that they showed. And of course it was already a long film, so they couldn't show that much. I feel like the editing, or I felt like it was a little bit all over the place too. I would get to know one character, and then there was Joe Edgerton's, John's story, and then all these other characters, you get to know in the beginning, but because they're talking, they're narrating, but then it's just everywhere. I thought that was the problem with the film. The direction was good. Like I said, Johnny Depp is one of the best things in this film. The story itself of Whitey Bulger is not too interesting, maybe because I've seen a lot of these films. Even though it's a true story, it's the same thing I've seen over and over again. And if you're not going to have a Martin Scorsese stamp on it, you're not going to really capture my interest. Now, I'm praising Martin Scorsese a lot, but then again, Martin Scorsese, he did Wolf of Wall Street. Everybody loved that. I didn't necessarily like that. I didn't really enjoy that. Not enjoy it, but I didn't really care for the film, honestly. So it's not like Martin Scorsese's a godlike being. I mean, I'm saying Cooper is not Martin Scorsese. He's not Martin Scorsese, but he did a good enough job from the direction. I felt like he could have done something a little bit different to make the film pop out a little bit more. He definitely could have done something with the direction, especially with the tracking shots or something, because it just felt very generic, the direction, but it looked great. The cinematography was great. The script maybe needed a little bit more work because I felt like it was a little bit all over the place. But all in all, I may be saying negative stuff, but it was a little bit hard to pick out too much negativity because I did thoroughly enjoy the film. I did enjoy the performances. I did enjoy the relations that Whitey and John had and why that relationship came to be. I liked the fact that Whitey was a rat. and it could come crashing down to him any time. So, and I felt like even if it was a long movie and the editing could have been worked on a little bit, if the pacing was okay, it was not too bad. I did not feel bored while watching this film. I stuck with it. There's some things that they weren't really, it seemed like they weren't doing too much. Like nothing was really going on. It was more conversation, but the dialogue held my interest a little bit, but it's dialogue you hear in every single other movie. But overall, I don't recommend you watch this film in the theater. There's really no need to watch it in a theater unless you're one of those people who, you can't sit home and watch it. You can't really just like focus on it. Then yeah, maybe you should go check it out in theater. But if you think you could wait for it on Redbox and stuff, and you do enjoy watching movies at your home, I do recommend you watch it at your home. Redbox it, Netflix, whatever, when it comes on DVD. But you don't need to pay a full price admission to go see this in the movie theater, because it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. That's all I could really say about Black Mass. But it's good, but not as good as I thought it would be. And I think a lot of people would come away with that feeling. So thank you guys for listening. I am Dan the Man, aka Daniel Sutton. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And also like the video, well, if you like it. And comment below. I'd love to hear guys' thoughts on Black Mass if you've seen it. No spoilers. No spoilers on these, please. Well, I mean, it's about this guy's life, so I could have spoiled it anyway. And, like I always say, though, grab a seat, make sure you got some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema, guys. Bye.